we're having today is around automation, artificial intelligence. Automation just means things happening without human intervention. And that is becoming bigger and bigger today when it comes to working in tech. Automation AI is not your enemy, it's your ally. I saw an ad, I think it was by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. Shout out to them, doing incredible things in the business world. But the ad was on, AI is not going to replace you. It's going to replace, AI is going to replace, you're going to be replaced by somebody who knows how to use AI. And so what does AI really do? AI is powered by data. So there's still a back end component to data, to artificial intelligence. But the value of automation, especially when you deal with cloud solutions, in the repetitive tasks, in the mundane, repetitive things that now those things you can automate and take away the brain power requirement that a person has to get involved in to participate or to do these tasks, right? Simple things like backups. If you're using some AWS or some cloud solutions, for example, even some maintenance things will be handled, through their automation platforms. Especially if you're like a software as a service type solution, and so the professionals, get to focus on more higher level work, not patching or again simple backups or things like that. So that's how I want you to see automation and leveraging artificial intelligence. It's just a co-worker, it's a teammate who takes away like some of the repetitive, boring things from your plates, and you can focus on the high level thinking things. Right? Because there are certain things that you can't automate, there are certain things you can't prompt away. You have to still be in there and then digging. You can't vibe code your way out of certain issues. So you have to dig in and put your head down and figure it out. There's navigating relationships at work. You can't automate that. Navigating relationships among teams, dealing with developers, making decisions on solutions you use. These are things that you can't outsource or you can't delegate. Artificial intelligence might be a guide, a place where you can bounce ideas off of and get some thoughts faster, but it's not going to replace that human component doing all of the intelligence of decision making. That's super important to emphasize. When systems become automated, you need skilled people, like the database administrators, like the analysts who set the rules, check results, and make sure the automated processes are working correctly and also ethically. This is super important because crazy things are going on today. If you're in 2025, you know what I'm talking about and how malicious people can get with artificial intelligence. Human skills are always going to be required for solving problems, and that's the truth. And problems will always arise. As I record this is the 10th of November 2025. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had a whole, challenge with one of the major cloud solution providers, right? And it was several organizations were affected. Human beings have to go in and sit down and figure out and troubleshoot and look at logs and look at history and look at bugs. You can't replace the human factor. That is because it's built by humans, and so it will always require humans to drive it. And so that's something to think about. You can't automate certain things. You can't automate leadership. You can't automate working with people. You can't automate motivation. There's so many things you can't automate. You can't artificial intelligence, if that's a word. So what's the roadmap for somebody who's looking to make that pivot into tech? Because anyone can switch. Anyone can get into tech. Focus on the transferable skills first. That's what I'll say. Start from the transferable skills. What are your strengths from your previous careers? If you were a project manager, if you were a leader in some capacity, you were a manager, you manage people, hone that, start looking at those skills, start taking an inventory of the skills you had in your former life, or your current life that you're looking to pivot away from. Your organizational skills, if you're a teacher, ability to teach, communication, shooting skills, if you're in tech support. Those type of things, take inventory of your skills. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Workforce Ready with N-Star. I hope you're walking away with practical insights and real steps to move forward in your career. If you found this helpful, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you never miss a session. We go live every week with strategies, with tools, and real-world advice that you need to launch to grow or level up your career in information technology. Have questions? Drop them in the comments. And if you want to talk one-on-one, visit the link in the description to book a free consultation with one of the members of our team. We'll be glad to have a conversation with you.